John Peel. He's a pretty good DJ and a lover of great music, like we are on this channel. But this is Wild Weather's John Peel Banana Milkshake IPA. Banana in a IPA, not a stout. It's going to be a strange one, this, but what's it going to taste like? Check out the review to find out. Welcome back to Rocker's Beer Review. Today we're going to be reviewing this beer by Wild Weather. This is called John Peel and it is a banana milkshake IPA. Now, banana milkshake IPA, banana in an IPA, that sort of flavour doesn't really, it's not very common. You can get quite a few different stouts that have got like banana flavour in it, and that seems a more natural place for that sort of flavour. And we've had other milkshake IPAs, but not banana. When I was sort of thinking back in whether I've had banana flavour in a beer, I did think of a Weizen beer. I think that's how you pronounce it, Weizen beer, a German beer. I think it might have even been the Polish beer, but a Weizen beer. We did have that sort of slightly banana flavour, so I'm wondering it's going to be like that. And that was a light beer. I think it was a pale ale. So Wild Weather, they do quite a lot of sort of fairly wacky sort of beers, great names, something a bit different. I know there's another one of our YouTubers out there, Beardy Beer Reviews. If you check out his channel, because he does quite a lot of Wild Weather reviews. He's a big fan and he does quite a lot of them. There was one today, a cucumber beer, which seems a bit strange, but try his channel and check him out. So without further ado though, let's get this beer out of the can and into a glass. First, let's see what it's going to look like, and then the most important thing, what it's going to taste like. Okay, so beer as it goes into a glass, looks pretty much like an IPA. Let's see if we can get this all in here. So we've got a yellowy, very sort of light yellow, but a hazy, looks very much like a New England IPA. We've got one finger of head. It's fairly sort of compacted. Yeah, looks like an IPA. You wouldn't necessarily think this was going to be a banana milkshake IPA. You'd think it'd be a New England. Let's get some aromas. Wow, well, you can smell the banana in it, certainly. And that's it. Real sort of strong banana, almost like those sort of foam bananas, the sweets, which I'm a massive fan of. Yeah, there's something else in there. I think it's, obviously this beer has got lactose in it, so there's a slightly sort of banana and a milky sort of aroma in there as well, which you would expect because it is a milkshake IPA. Okay, so the smell is really nice. If you like bananas, or certainly the smell of them, then you'd like the aroma. But let's see what the taste is like. Cheers, everyone. Okay, so you can definitely taste the banana in that. It's quite light. It's quite thin as well. Carbonation, medium to high, I would say. And there's definitely that sort of banana flavour. There's no escaping it. It does taste like bananas. There's something else in there, though. It's almost got a slight pear, and by that then you get that sort of flavour that I think is more, you even get a slight twinge of sort of apples and pears, and then so that makes you think it's got a slight cider flavour, which I think that's what I would say it has. There's definitely something in there, something that's not beer like. Yeah, for me I'm getting a real sort of cidery sort of taste to this, which isn't unpleasant, but it's quite weird. It's very strange. You don't get many beers that have a sort of, you never usually get that sort of crispy sort of apple and pear. It's not common in beers, certainly none that I've really had. But you are getting that in there. You're getting that real freshness of crunchy apples and sweet pears. Quite interesting that. I'm going in again. I just want to make sure that I've not gone completely mad. Yeah, there is that that cider taste. Maybe even a little bit of white wine sort of flavour in that. It's got loads of things going on about it. Okay, so it's easier to say what it hasn't got. We haven't got tropical flavours in there, and I'm not getting huge amounts of citrus. What I'm getting is banana, and I'm not really getting anything else. I'm not getting. Yes, there's a slight milkiness to it. You can tell that there's lactose in this beer, but then I'm also getting a sort of weird cidery sort of vibe from it. Apples or pears even. I'm trying to think. Almost like almost get to a point like a perry, a sparkling perry. It's got that sort of very light flavour. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like a snake bite without the black. That's what it is. Snake bite and banana. Not bad. It's funny. Would I want to keep drinking lots of these? Probably not. I mean, it's got a very sort of quirky type of taste. It's not a sort of thing that you think, oh yeah, I could really drink another one. But it is light, it is refreshing, and it has that crisp, almost apple type of flavour to it, as well as the banana. But even though that banana's flavour, there's no, I think you'd be hard pushed to say that if you drank this sort of blind what the flavour was, you'd say yeah, there's banana, but it's not overpoweringly banana. I think some of the banana that you get in stouts can be a lot stronger, but this is quite subtle, but definitely banana. So banana and apple in a beer. It's a new one for the channel. What do you think? Have you tried this? John Peel. And it's a banana milkshake IPA, 5.5%. So, sort of mid-level sort of alcohol content. I think I've tasted enough. Let's get some scores. Okay, the scores are in for Wild Weather's John Peel Banana Milkshake IPA, 5.5% in a 440ml can. It's a weird one, there's nothing about, there's nothing getting away from the fact that this is a quirky, different beer, it's a bit different. But actually, the tastes are not bad. But let's start with the aroma. So, obviously I knew it was a milkshake IPA. I was expecting, and I knew it was a banana milkshake IPA, so I was expecting bananas. And I definitely got the banana aroma there. But there's something else. It's almost like a cider, a scrumpy jack, but also a little bit of, there's definitely something else, very like a white wine, a real sort of, like a Pinot Grigio or something like that. Something really, a different sort of aroma that you don't expect from a beer. And it's quite strong, which is weird because it's banana-y, which is not, you don't associate bananas with cider or with wine, but there is that sort of wine, really light grapey sort ofness, wine, grapes, apples. I'm confused even talking about it. It's really difficult to describe. There is a banana aroma, and then there's something else in there that is, to me, reminds me a bit of cider, but also a little bit of a white wine. So aroma, I'm giving 12. There's definitely it's not unpleasant, but it's just weird. It's unexpected. So I'm giving it 12. Appearance wise, to be honest, I said, yeah, when I first poured it out, it looks a bit like a New England IPA, but there's a slight lighter colour to it. And actually, it's reminding me now, again, because maybe I was, I've been led by the aroma, but I'm thinking, actually, it looks like a Scrumpy Jack. If you have a real sort of high alcohol, low carb type of non-fizzy Scrumpy down in the West Country, this is the sort of colour it is, and that's what it reminds me a little bit of. I mean, you could say it's got a slight banana colour to it as well, which is not unsurprising. So I'm giving it 8 for appearance. I think a lot of these scores, it's you can take them all with a pinch of salt a little bit for this, because it's difficult to compare this with other beers because it is very, very different. And one thing I'd say, it's not horrible. Some milkshake IPAs can really have a strange taste. This isn't horrible. It's just so different, and it's so different on the palate. It's like as if I suddenly decided tomorrow that I'm going to start, reviewing whiskey, and then I'm thinking, well, what do I compare it with? I can only compare it with experience, but I can't compare it in terms of the scale that we've got here. But anyway, I'm rabbiting on. flavour wise. So what does it taste like? Well, it's like I'm going to go in one more time. There's definitely a banana flavour, and you get that. You definitely know there's lactose, and you get that milkiness as well. But then it reminds me of a sort of a cider. It's got an apple, almost apple, maybe pears, really. Apples and pears. Yep, that's it. It's a bit of a cockney drink, this one. Apples and pears. But also there's a hint of sort of a bit of white wine. So whether there's that sort of white grape type thing, it doesn't actually tell us what sort of. We know it's got lactose in it, but it doesn't actually. We don't actually know what the hops are in this. God knows what hops are going to be used to make a banana milkshake IPA. I don't even know if there's any. I don't think there's any apart from the lactose. I don't think there's any sort of banana flavouring or anything like that. It certainly doesn't say that much about it. But yeah, the flavour. So we've got a banana going all the way through it. It's not overpowering. If you really hate bananas, it's not going to be that horrible to you. It's just a hint of banana, but it sort of runs all the way through from the beginning to the end. But then, as you say, there's this sort of crispness about, like a crunchy apple, like a pear, and also a little bit of a sort of white wine flavour. I'm starting to think that I'm talking absolute rubbish here, but you've got to try it yourself. I'm interested. Has anyone tried this one? What flavour would you say it is? I mean, definitely banana, but there's more to it than that. But flavour-wise, I'm going to get 33 because I think there's some interesting flavours. Value for money, yeah, I think I paid £4.50 for this. It's a bit quirky. It's a bit interesting. I'm giving it an 8 out of 10 for value. And then my overall experience, well, it's certainly different. If there's one thing you'd say to sum it up, it's different. I've not had a beer like this before, and I probably won't have a beer like it again. It is different than the Weizen beer that I mentioned at the beginning of the video, which had a slight banana, but it also had that sort of clovey, sort of nutmeggy sort of flavour to it. This hasn't got it. It's quite light and refreshing, and I think that's when you get the banana, and then that refreshingness comes in on the back end with that sort of apple. I mean, for me, it's apple. I think apple is the big flavour. If you like snakebite without the black, I mean, I wonder what it'd be like. Put a bit of blackcurrant in this. Maybe it'd be quite interesting. I mean, then you're mixing all kinds of flavours there, bananas and apples and blackcurrants, and yeah, I think you're going to go a bit over the top. But if you like cider as well, when you like cider and beer, then give it a try, because I think you may see that cider flavour that's in this. Overall experience, I'm giving it 13 because I wouldn't want to drink. I don't think I'd want to drink another one. I'm glad that I've drank it. It's an interesting beer. It's something a bit different. So, if you're getting fed up with New England IPAs, and to be honest, I never get fed up with New England IPAs, or maybe you're drinking a lot of pale ales or a lot of lager and you just want something a bit different. You like bananas, you like those foam banana sweets, you'll probably get a lot of enjoyment from this beer. So we top those scores up, we get 74. It's a Whitesnake beer. You've got to slide it in slow and easy. I'm sure I could think of a banana analogy for Whitesnake, but at the moment, it sort of escapes me. So, hope you enjoyed the video. If you've had John Peel by Wild Weather, let me know in the comments and tell me what you thought of it, what flavours you thought you were getting. Are you getting more than banana? That's what I really want to know. And maybe there's some other banana milkshakes that you've tried before, and maybe you've enjoyed them. Maybe that's all you drink, banana milkshake. So, until the next one, you know what you're going to do. You're going to keep on rocking.